be more like a low-grade strain. We're going to be cautious throughout preseason, so not a firm timeline, but very good news. We'll kind of unpack it over the next couple of days, but we're going to be cautious in preseason.
Any concern about his availability in the season opener?
Right now, nothing's been ruled out, but no concerns.
It's been like for you to have these guys out here where all they've got is basketball. The distractions are gone.
Say that again?
What's it like to have these guys on the road for a few
Yeah.
days where all the distractions are gone? And it's just you guys together.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't call it distraction. It's just keeping the group together. That's been one of our biggest themes, having all these guys. Obviously, we could be going back to our homes in Memphis and with our loved ones, but these guys coming together and sacrificing that opportunity to be together in the hotel, be together on the bus rides. I think the intensity and the focus and the work the first 2 days has been phenomenal. And they're getting together outside of the hotel, spending time, grabbing dinners and meals, and I think that's really important at this stage of the season, not waiting for our first true road trip.
Coach, what have you seen from the team these days? And what is your outlook on the expectations?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to be one of the best defensive teams in the league. That's been a calling card of our identity, in our first 5 seasons that I've been here. I want more. I want better. I want more commitment. I want more sacrifice from, the entire group. Definitely the leaders of our team are going to need to set a better tone throughout the season for us. John, Des are guys that have challenged in that department. We obviously know that Jaron and Marcus are, anchors for us on the defensive side. Getting Zach to become, an anchor for us, it's important. But everyone's got to share that same mindset, that same responsibility. We know what's been successful for us, with our defensive recipe, and now it's just being committed with, the level of intensity, the pressure that we want to apply, but also the discipline too. So obviously we'll get through the 5, preseason games and clean some things up. But I think the intensity has been where it needs to be on the defensive side. I thought the competition yesterday in practice was at a really high level. Big focus was on the offensive side, but now we've kind of introduced a little bit more of our defensive, principles. And then day 3 tomorrow, that'll become more put on notice, our defensive execution.
When you say the job of being Dez on these guys, you're challenging more defense. What does that look like? What are those conversations you're having with them to kind of, challenge them in those ways?
Yeah, it's just brutal honesty with these guys about they obviously carry a big responsibility on the offensive side for us, leadership wise. But there's been one thing that they can improve on significantly. It's their intensity on the defensive side with their point of attack defense, the rotations, the rebounding, everything that we talk about, from a whole team standpoint, how we establish pressure full court, how we're grading our rotations, taking away the paint, the 3-point line, and how we're starting our offense with our rebounding. Those guys can contribute more is what it really comes down to. So they've seen enough film over the years. And it's just sometimes just having that, honest conversations like where are we going now? If we want to propel this team moving forward, and we're going to ask everyone to be on the same page with a collective style on the offensive side. We need the same thing on the defensive side.
With Zach and potentially having a role right away, is it more important or is there more emphasis for you guys on making sure that he's up to speed when the season begins?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a smart dude. He's picked up a lot, dating back to Summer League. So we've got a lot of corporate knowledge even built in. Every rookie's going to go through this. Obviously, he's got a unique background with how he played at Purdue. But I think right now with our style of play on the defensive side, him getting up and down the floor, that's answered a lot of questions for me. Can he do it with the minutes that he's going to get? Time will tell. But the way he trains, the way he approaches his work every single day, how he's gone with this full speed mentality on both sides of the floor right now, and training camp's been great. Obviously, a lot's been thrown at him. We're trying to throw the whole textbook at him and see where it's landing. And there's a lot of areas he's grasping really well. Defensive coverages, even the spacing that we're talking about. Trying to be interchangeable there. And then there's some things that we'll pick up the pieces with as we go day by day.
Taylor, Zach Lyman talked on Monday about being better prepared for next man up scenarios. You guys have had experience with that. As you look at what you're going to need from the power forward, big rotation, with Jaron possibly in and out a little bit as you wait, what are some of the guys that you expect to emerge in that situation?
Yeah, I mean, luckily it doesn't seem concerning at all with Tripp. But, great opportunity throughout preseason as we're cautious with him. I think Santi's playing at a really high level right now. We saw that, with the national team in the Olympics. He's coming in with kind of this man on a mission mentality. He and I talked about that, so I think he's going to get a great opportunity there. Jake's been playing extremely well. If Gigi, was healthy, he would have obviously gotten a crack. But, I think it's a combination of Santi, Jake. I think you look at, Jitty, his unique ability to play, different lineups, with possession game and just the connective tissue he plays with on both sides of the floor. So, as I said, I think yesterday, playing big, playing small, we'll figure that out as we go. But I think there's a number of guys that are going to have an opportunity with, us being cautious with Trip.
When the team traded for Marcus last summer, the idea seemed to be for him to start with Ja and Dez and then maybe play more on ball as bench units filter in. That's sort of where you got to in December when Ja came back. Is that sort of the similar kind of role you're looking for Marcus this season, or has that changed?
Yeah, no, that's still something that's front of our mind. I think he showed us a lot of good things when it became, that three-headed monster of Ja, Dez, and Marcus. In January, as he talked about, but I like, what I'm seeing out of Scotty too. I think he's doing a lot of great things from that, backup, kind of point guard mentality, how he's going to approach, organizing a team. He's setting a tone with his defense. So I think we got some optionality there, knowing that the more that we can put guys that can be advantage creators for us, whether that's Marcus and Scotty, that's Marcus with other guys. I think we got a lot of options to kind of sift through.
With Vince and Gigi probably out to start the season, definitely Gigi, right? Is that an opportunity for Jake to step right into a rotation role from day one this season, or is that sort of there for him to earn?
No, everyone's got to earn their opportunity for sure, and I think Jake's well aware of that. He and I've had great conversations about the pathway and the opportunity that presents itself, and I love how he's attacked the first 2 days of camp. So definitely on the table, and he definitely got to earn it.
The injuries you had last season and the minutes it opened up for guys, has that helped you develop the back half of your roster for this year?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, obviously, two of the guys that were, benefactors of that were Gigi and Vince. Unfortunately, they're out to, start the season, but, all the work that they were putting in the summer, the growth that, they're going to have when they get back, it's going to definitely be a huge benefit what they experienced last summer. But, I think other guys, Jake got great opportunity at the end of last season, Santi as well. This just gives us more depth, more confident depth, a lot of different ways that we can play from the start of the game to the end of the game, different matchups, whatever it is. Gives us a lot of confidence that we got a lot of guys who can plug in and play winning basketball.
Taylor, you identified defensive rebounding as being very important, area of improvement. How much, in your opinion, is that scheming versus individual ability, and how can, in your mind, individual players improve their rebounding?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a core of our principle, how we want to start our transition offense, how we want to limit teams, second chance opportunities, our ability to get out and play with pace, but it's definitely a will factor. We got to embrace that more. We show the film, we have the conversations, you can come up with every drill possible to put you in the right position. You never know where the ball bounces. At the end of the day, you're going to go get it and start our break.
Do you think all the things you guys went through last year impacted the mentality and the approach of this team?
As I said, it definitely humbled us. Last season, throughout the offseason, I don't think I was the only one that was pissed that we weren't, having the chance to play. Nothing's earned, nothing's given to play playoff basketball, which, we had experienced in the prior years. But I think gave our guys that sense of not taking anything for granted and, taking advantage of the opportunity. I thought we saw a lot of positives, whether you want to call them silver linings or not, from a lot of different guys, not just, the Gigis and the Jakes and the Vinces of the world, but even Jaren's growth last season, even Dez's, growth last season. But our guys just have a renewed energy that, yes, health is a big driver of your ability to go out and play, winning basketball. But, it was definitely a growth season that hopefully we can put in the past and get focused on this year with, just a renewed urgency.
Hamstring strains can be bad. This one isn't. So that's good.
Yep.
But when you talk about being cautious, I assume that's it'll be several days before these practices.
Yeah, we still got, as I said, we still got to unpack, what, the next couple of days. We just got the MRI done today and just got the results today. So we just got to get with our medical team, figure out, but he's feeling great. He's responding well to treatment so far. And then we'll kind of unpack what it looks like day to day, on a week basis, what his ramp up period and return to play will look like.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Great. Appreciate everyone.